Busy day for President Buhari. Two state governors and principal officers from the National Assembly visit. Politics and security top discussions.
Kogi State is the safest state as far as Nigeria is concerned.
Nigerian farmers get insight into 2022 rainy season as NIMET makes climate prediction.
However, prolonged length of growing season is anticipated in parts of Plateau, Kaduna, Edo, and of course Imo.
Plus, end to fuel scarcity in sight. NNPC to provide 2.6 billion litres this February.
As of today, NNPC has over 1 billion litres.
Good evening. This is NTA Network News, and we're reaching you live from Abuja. I am Ienre John. Hinkino John Adams joins us from Lagos, while Obehi Otoba Prasai in Benin will join us in the course of the bulletin. Many thanks for joining us. And just so you know, you can follow this news broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and on our YouTube channel, NTA News Online. You can also visit our Facebook page, NTA Network News. Our Twitter handle is at NTA News Now, and Instagram is NTA Network for updates. Let's begin. Critical national issues, especially security of lives and property, dominated discussions as President Muhammadu Buhari granted audience to the governors of Kogi and Imo states. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu reports that Deputy Senate President and Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives also came calling.
The governor of Kogi State, Yahya Bello, and his Imo State counterpart, Hope Uzodinma, met the president behind closed doors. Discussions held behind closed doors centered on efforts at enhancing the security of lives and property in their respective states.
Kogi State, as at the time I assumed office, used to be the most dangerous, let me put it that way, crime state before. But as at today, by the special grace of God, Kogi State is the safest state as far as Nigeria is concerned. Mr. President was very pleased, or is very pleased, about our performance in the state, in the area of security, economy, infrastructural development, integration, peace and unity that are being enjoyed in Kogi State today.
I had a very quality audience with Mr. President, and I used the opportunity also to make some requests that will assist us in ensuring that the security situation in Imo State is stable and that the fight against banditry is also sustained so that people can go about their businesses without fear of any molestation. In the same manner, I also use the opportunity to request Mr. President to consider locating a power generating facility in Warri River, where we have been able to empty all the flood control system by balloon technology, and the tide has gone up, and because of the sufficient water in the river now, we can use that river to generate electricity to serve the entire Owerri metropolis.
Governor Hope Uzodinma in particular used the opportunity to allay fears in some quarters regarding the conduct of the forthcoming National Convention of the governing APC.
APC is not a mushroom party. APC is a giant. It's the largest party today in Africa. And that is the party that other small parties should copy. Because all small parties come to do zoning, do that and that. Their internal mechanism must not be the same thing with that of APC. We shouldn't worry about little issues. I think our focus and attention should be towards having a workable democracy in Nigeria like we have shown, supporting government policies and programs, and then being patriotic.
The Kogi State governor is more concerned about his presidential ambition, confirming, however, that the matter did not come up in his discussion with the president.
what is important now is the state of my state, the situation of my state, to give Mr. President that comfort of mind that as a governor, I am handling effectively and managing my state to the best of my ability within the limited resources coupled with all the challenges. And what is important also is the stability of this country, and also to ensure that our party remains solid under President Muhammadu Buhari. Then thereafter, then we shall come on board to announce to the world what our ambitions are.
President Muhammadu Buhari also received in audience Deputy Senate President Ovie Omo Agege and the Deputy Speaker of the House, Ahmed Idris Wase. Details of their discussions, also held behind closed doors, were not disclosed. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has left Abuja to join European and other African leaders, as well as heads of multilateral organizations at the 6th European Union-African Union Summit in Brussels, Belgium. The president was seen off at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport by the Minister of the FCT and Women Affairs, Inspector General of Police, Director General, Department of State Services, and other senior government officials. During the summit, which begins on Thursday, participants will deliberate on financing for sustainable and inclusive growth, climate change and energy transition, digital and transport connectivity and infrastructure, as well as peace, security and governance. The Nigerian leader will use the opportunity of the meeting to have bilateral engagements with other world leaders. The president will be accompanied on the trip by Ministers of Foreign Affairs and Health, Minister of State for Environment, the National Security Advisor, and the Director General of the National Intelligence Agency. Also, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo was in Monrovia, Liberia, where he represented President Muhammadu Buhari at the formal launch of the year-long commemoration of the country's bicentennial anniversary. The Vice President, who joined other leaders across Africa and beyond to grace the event, was received by the Vice President of Liberia, Joel Taylor, and members of the Nigerian community. The Vice President also attended other events in Monrovia as part of the Liberian national celebrations. Liberia was founded in 1822 when freed black people started relocating to West Africa from the United States. On July 26, 1847, the country proclaimed its independence and became the Republic of Liberia. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo was accompanied on the trip by Minister of State, Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Zubairu Dada, and Special Advisor to the President on Economic Matters, Dr. Adeyemi Dikbeolu. The Vice President has since returned to the country. In other news, President Muhammadu Buhari has transmitted to Senate the 2022 Appropriation Act Amendment Proposal. National Assembly correspondent Dayo Ogunshola brings us details.
A letter from President Muhammadu Buhari requesting for amendment of the 2022 Appropriations Act to address current realities of the nation set the tone for Tuesday's Senate plenary.
However, following the suspension of the PMS subsidy removal, the 2022 budget framework has been revised to fully provide for PMS subsidy. An additional provision of 2.557 trillion naira will be required to fund the petroleum subsidy in 2022.
The president's letter seeks to repeal Clause 10 of the 2022 Appropriations Act, which authorizes the EFCC and the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit to charge from all monies standing in credit to units as revenue, penalties or sanctions.
The Fiscal Responsibility Act 2007, as well as the Finance Act 2021, require that these agencies to remit fully any recovered funds to the Consolidated Revenue Fund. This course may lay a dangerous precedent and spark clamors for similar treatment by other anti-corruption agencies.
Another executive bill seeking to establish civil defense, correctional, federal fire, and immigration service board was also transmitted to National Assembly. Senate urged security agencies to curtail bandits' attack in the country. This is sequel to a personal explanation by Deputy Chief Whip on the upsurge of bandit attacks in Niger North. Senate this Tuesday passed Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau Establishment Bill, sponsored by Senator Smart Adeyemi. 3 other bills passed second reading at plenary. They include a bill to establish National Institute for Education Planning and Administration, sponsored by Senator Ayo Akinyelure, a bill to establish Federal College of Education, Okobo, Akwa Ibom, sponsored by Senator Akonechi, and the one for an act to amend the Bank Employees Declaration of Assets, sponsored by Senator Sani Musa.
The bill, if passed to law, will, one, provide enabling legal and legislative instrument required in the strategic operation activities of NEPA.
Quality teachers training is the sure foundation to achieving quality education in Nigeria.
To ensure that their lifestyle reflects their earnings and to discourage them from engaging in corrupt practices.
Plenary continues Wednesday. From the National Assembly, Dayo Nshola, NTA News.
And still in the National Assembly, the House of Representatives has received presidential requests seeking the establishment of a board for the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps and some existing services. A National Assembly correspondent, Lami Ali, reports.
Two executive bills, one seeking the establishment of a board for the Civil Defense Corps, Nigeria Immigration, the Fire Service and Correctional Service, so adequately reflects the current relationship between the board, the Corps and these services, as well as another proposing amendments of the 2022 appropriation were read by the Speaker, Femi Gbajabiamila.
While hoping that this submission will receive the usual expeditious consideration of the House, please accept, Right Honorable Speaker, the assurances of my highest consideration. Yours sincerely, Muhammadu Buhari.
6 bills passed second reading, among them a bill to regulate activities of orphanage homes and a bill to establish Auctioneers Registration Council of Nigeria, sponsored by House Chief Whip.
Many of our government properties, it is through the instrumentality of auctioneers that these properties are being auctioned to the members of the general public. There is a need to regulate the practice of auctioneers.
Meanwhile, the House has condemned the brutal killing of DCP Abubakar Abdul Qadir and others by bandits during a rescue operation in Jibia, Katsina State, as raised by Kabir Al-Hassan.
Direct the police and DSS authorities to intensify investigation on the causes of such killings, identify the culprits, and initiate appropriate measures to bring them to book.
The motion from Emeka Martins urging authorities to investigate alleged invasion and destruction of property in Ahiazu local government area of Imo State by men suspected to be law enforcement agents was adopted. Representative Francis Charles Udiok's appeal for the reactivation of NTA Channel 35 Eket, Akwa Ibom State also received members' support.
The Nigerian Television Authority is the biggest television network in Nigeria, with stations in several parts of the country, and is widely viewed as the authentic voice of Nigerian government with a mandate to unite and build the nation through its programs. The federal government commenced the building of NTA Channel 35 Eket, Akwa Ibom State in 2006, which was completed in 2008 and test run for commissioning in 2011, but was surprisingly abandoned on the eve of its commissioning.
The need to develop traditional herbal medicine through research was emphasized by the lawmakers when Representative Bashiru Ayinla brought up the matter during plenary. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Time for first break. Please stay.
You won't go shake your body. Instead, they make it calm down. Eat a farm, say it's happy. You want to grow 6 packs in a day. I beg you not to pass me your power. You want to show yourself, oh.
Whatever your size, find it with the new Airtel data plans. Dial *141# now to get the plan that suits you. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Senator Tanko Almakura a man who believes in the philosophy of the broom. He believes that sticks of broom on their own will break. Hence, his insistence that the sticks must be brought and held together for them to serve any purpose. We saw him apply this philosophy as two-term governor of Nasarawa State. Still, as a chieftain of the governing All Progressives Congress, APC, he has been the unifying factor among all shades of party members, not just in Nasarawa State and North Central alone, but even beyond. Senator Tanko Almakura is the man APC needs to heal aggrieved hearts, to unite existing members and draw more members to the party from all nooks and crannies of the country. Senator Tanko Almakura, the broom that will unite APC and smoothly mend all cracks within the party structures at local, state and national levels. Vote Senator Tanko Almakura as the APC national chairman to give the APC the unity and fairness it needs to keep winning elections at all levels.
Distinguished candidates, registration for UTME and DE into Nigerian tertiary institutions begins February 19 to March 26, 2022. Each candidate must create a profile using only one mobile phone number. To generate the profile code, simply send your NIN by SMS text to 55019 or 68019. A profile code of 10 characters and IBANS alert is received by the candidate for pre-registration checking. The profile code is presented to purchase the UTME and DE e-PIN. Registration fee is 4,700 naira inclusive of CBT center charges. No other payment is required. JAMB has introduced computer studies and physical and health education as UTME subjects. Multiple registrations are not allowed. You can upgrade your UTME to DE at no cost. DE and UTME close same day, and there will be no date extension.
JAMB, enhancing academic excellence.
Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, ANAN, invites members to the first session of 2022 Mandatory Continuing Professional Development MCPD program. Theme: Contemporary Development in Public Sector Accounting. Date is Monday, February 28 to Wednesday, March 2nd, 2022. Time 9 a.m. daily. Venue: M&M Event Center, 900 Herbert Macaulay Way, beside International Conference Center, Abuja. Chief host: Reverend Canon Professor Benjamin Chuka Osisioma, FCNA, President and Chairman of Council. Signed, Dr. Nuruddin Abba Abdullahi, MNI, FCNA, Chief Executive Officer, Announcer. ANAN, a premium brand of choice.
Any short, sharp pain is usually the first sign of sensitivity. The likelihood is the condition is probably going to get worse if you do nothing about it. I recommend Sensodyne. It actually goes inside the tooth and helps calm down the nerve right where we need it to act. Sensodyne is a brand that I know works.
Thank you for staying. And just a quick reminder that you can follow this news broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, on our YouTube channel, NTA News Online. You can also visit our Facebook page, NTA Network News. Our Twitter handle is NTA News Now, and on Instagram, it is NTA Network for updates. Let's now talk about the 2022 climate prediction, where the Nigerian Meteorological Agency has predicted that the country will experience early onset of rainy season this year, beginning from February 28th. Let's now join Musa Leo for details of the prediction.
The 2022 seasonal rain prediction released by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency indicates that earliest onset of the planting season will occur in February in the coastal states, and it's expected to last between 250 to 300 days. In the north central states, it was predicted that the onset of rainfall will occur between April and May, and eventually between June to July in the northern states. Minister of Aviation Hadi Sirika released the compilation of the seasonal prediction on behalf of NIMET.
The areas around Kwara, Oyo, Lagos, Nasarawa, Benue, Bayelsa, and Rivers which are likely to experience shorter than normal length of growing season. However, prolonged length of growing season is anticipated in parts of Plateau, Kaduna, Edo, and of course, Imo.
Moderate dry spell for up to 15 days is predicted over parts of Adamawa, Ekiti, Kwara, Niger, FCT, Kaduna, Sokoto, Kebbi, and Gombe states.
The vagaries of weather and climate is not limited only to agriculture. Other socio-economic sectors have weather and climate as a very critical component. And that is why this document, SCP.
Predictions will not only help the aviation industry, the agri, even the insurance companies. In some parts of the world, you subscribe to the kind of information that is being given free by NIMET. And I hope that we all take seriously the seasonal prediction.
The country is projected to experience warmer days over the north and cooler nights around the south month of March. The month of April is forecast to experience warmer daytime temperatures and cooler than long-term average nighttime temperatures. Musa Aliyu, NTA News.
341 doctors and 16 dentists who trained abroad have been inducted to practice in Nigeria, having passed the required examination by the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria. Uche Ogochukwu brings us details of the swearing-in ceremony in Abuja, which also featured the inauguration of the council's mega auditorium.
Medical professionals are leaving Nigeria in search of greener pastures abroad. 341 doctors and 16 dentists, having trained in foreign countries, decided to return to contribute to the healthcare delivery in Nigeria.
My main aim of practicing medicine was to help my race.
We have to stay in our country, help each other.
They can do this because they excelled among the 826 graduates who sat for the proficiency examination for Nigerian medical graduates who trained abroad.
The development of human resources for health is one of the key objectives of this National Strategic Health Development Plan.
We had a meeting with Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria. And since then, we have begun to take it as most important oversight of the Joint Committee of the Senate of Health and that of Healthcare Services.
We are out to be able to see that the profession is safeguarded. And as such, our power and our mandate of oversight of MPCN, we hold it dearly.
Not contented with just their pledge, the regulatory agency made them affirm it.
Under no condition must you follow if they call for a strike. If you must go on strike, arrangement must be made for the accident and emergency to be properly covered for 24 hours.
I wish to appeal to all state governments once more to upgrade at least 3 hospitals in their respective states to standards suitable for housemanship training and recruit the required number of consultants to supervise them.
Inauguration of a 219 million naira auditorium built to ease activities of the council preceded the induction. Uche Ogochukwu, NTA News.
And away from health, social ambassadors say Sapphire, a community development team, has indoctrinated its 7th set of core members to the fold as ambassadors. The ambassadors are to work towards encouraging youths to give back more to their country, as well as re-engineer them to build a better Nigeria, where morality and neighborliness reign. Charles Alpha reports.
Days in the university to call up into the NYC scheme, how to be useful to themselves and immediate families as well as the society, is first the most important objective of some members of this community development service group, such in what social ambassadors.
By profession, I'm an engineer. I would like to give out to the society in terms of, free training on, artificial intelligence.
Apart from impacting ourselves, we also impact the community, thereby reaching out to them medically.
Beyond this, it's taking deliberate steps to identify gaps and contribute to solving community challenges within their domains.
If we do not deliberately and consciously direct the minds of our youth as to how to think, then we will miss it as a nation.
The 7th group of core members was welcomed into the fold to actualize the SI magazine dreams of total commitment to their fatherland. Aim is to re-engineer their mindset from not just being human, but capital resources that will ignite positive changes through volunteerism, deep-tone services, and social integration.
We are into humanitarian journalism and social development. But with this platform, we now decided to create the ambassadors so that we can have a 9-month program. We do not like ethnocentrism.
Opportunity like this, when they come in as corpers, they tend to now start integrating more, understanding what are the society challenges.
9 months of leadership program in health and empowerment, entrepreneur, as well as skill development, creative solutions to ethnocentrism, education, leadership skills and time management is being organized yearly for the group. In Abuja, Charles Alpha, NTA News.
And on Electoral Matters, INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu is meeting with resident electoral commissioners to ensure that no polling unit is without a voter. This becomes necessary in view of the experience in the FCT area council elections, where about 600 polling units were without voters, while others were over-congested.
While this lofty goal has been achieved in many states, there are still congested polling units with between 0 and 50 voters, as we saw in some of the recent elections. Over the next few weeks, the Commission will intensify efforts to address the issue ahead of the forthcoming Ekiti and Osun governorship elections and ultimately the 2023 general election. We will review and improve the functionality of the beavers for biometric accreditation of voters in the forthcoming by-elections and off-season governorship elections before the 2023 general election. The Commission remains convinced that the deployment of technology in our elections safeguards the integrity of the vote and provides a better guarantee for electoral credibility than the best manual process.
INEC Chairman there, Professor Mahmood Yakubu. Now talking politics. Minimizing discussions on what leaders of the People's Democratic Party described as acrimonious power rotation, but rather concentrate on building the party above other considerations, stopped discussions when PDP leadership met with the stakeholders in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf reports.
It is a maiden meeting between the PDP NWC and leaders of the party in non-PDP governing states, mostly former governors and ministers. Former governor of Jigawa State, Sule Lamido, led the stakeholders.
No matter what you talk about power, you need the party first before the power. If the party is not properly organized, united and strong, power will elude us.
National chairman of the PDP, Ienre, emphasized the unity now in the party as it works towards victories in future elections. He congratulated the party for its outing in the just concluded FCT area council's election and disclosed plans to challenge the election results in some council areas.
It is very clear that Nigerians are receiving our message. It is very clear that Nigerians want us back to power. And that is why in the FCT, they voted us massively back to power.
The NWC, Senator Ayu says, will employ consensus in running the party affairs, having been products of same consensus. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Meanwhile, one of the leading All Progressives Congress national chairmanship aspirant and former governor of Nasarawa State, Senator Umar Tanko Al-Makura, has commended the NTA for promoting Nigeria's interest through purposeful reportage. This was during a visit to the headquarters of the organization. Salihu Guanara reports.
A handshake between two broadcasters, Senator Tanko Al-Makura and the Director General of the NTA, Yakubu Ibn Muhammad. While one is still active in the business, the other has since ventured into politics. On this occasion, NTA is hosting Senator Al-Makura, who visited to advance his political aspiration.
And I feel by this visit,
is an affirmation of the fact that no politician or anybody, any kind of endeavor that requires public attention could succeed without the help of the media. And of all the electronic medias that we have, I consider the NTA as the mainstream in-house with a large, wide range of viewership.
The Director General of NTA, Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, highlights the importance and influence of the media in a democratic society and pledged to support and promote every genuine democratic practices.
You have a media background, a strong media background, somebody who has a strong political background, which you are very creditably displayed in your 8 years as governor of Nasarawa State, and now doing a very good job in the Senate. I think your credentials speak for themselves.
Meanwhile, Senator Al-Makura urged APC faithful not to relent in supporting the Governor Malab Buni-led CECPC towards a hitch-free national convention.
But whatever delays or changes in the process before the convention to ensure that the convention is successful and seamless, I think all responsible party members should be able to sympathize and appreciate.
Al-Makura is optimistic that the February 26, 2022 convention will be successful. In Abuja, Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
And away from politics now, to avoid land disputes arising from claims and counter-claims on land ownership, which has led to communal conflicts in some parts of Nigeria. The Gombe state government has embarked on verification of land titles and also to identify government-reserved areas for development purposes. Emmanuel Akila brings us details.
Young Gombe state is fast growing, and to nip in the bud land ownership crisis, which could impede development, the Ienre Yahya administration embarks on verification and recertification of land titles within some designated areas.
The identified zone located within Gombe Metropolitan has records of land disputes, land problems, which need to be sorted out for the benefit of the citizens.
At the end of the exercise, the state government will benefit. And the citizens, that is landowners, will also benefit more because your land is now secured. You will have your digital certificate.
Those in the affected areas see the exercise as a welcome development as the government wades in to resolve strifes among those who plots of land in government layout zones.
It will help in the process of urbanization as looking at the rapid pace at which Gombe is moving in terms of urbanization. So this exercise is timely.
The verification team says plots of land with customary titles are not included in the exercise, which earmarks 3,711 plots for verification and recertification. In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
And from Gombe, we head to Lagos, where Hingino is standing by to bring us more news. Hingino, it's over to you.
Thank you, Ienre. The scarcity of fuel experienced by Lagosians will soon be a thing of the past. Annie Daniels has an update on the current situation.
On some major roads in Lagos, my respondents agree the product is available but seem difficult to get because of the attitude of some petrol station attendants. I'm here in Sabo area of Lagos, and here behind me, of course, you can see the beehive. People have come to get petrol. Let me talk one of them who just bought petrol.
It's been a bit fair because I didn't waste much time.
Most times they are facing this gallon, those people come with jerry can. So they don't normally face this the car on the line because they used to maybe 20 or 15 hours from they will remove from those 50 jerry cans.
The petrol they buy, it plenty for you to buy?
I never plenty. One day, maybe you go get one plate where they sell out. Sometimes one other side is very far.
Our camera lens caught these petrol station attendants dispensing fuel into jerry cans, and we were given reasons for that.
When
they sell for car. Before the car shipped, go front. Before the car go front, they sell for cake.
Another issue bothering petrol users is that of price inconsistency.
160. Yes. For a liter, yeah. He's selling normal price 165 per liter.
So, but he said 160 naira.
No, he just do a mistake. It's 165.
We are selling 162, the normal price, 162.50.
What's this one? 1,000 naira. I don't know whether you reach half. Before I used to buy 1,000 with the food.
Respondents are aware the government is working very hard to get the product readily available to end users, but they request that concerned authorities be sent to monitor the activities of petrol station operators to avoid truncating that effort. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has created additional polling units across the underserved areas in Lagos State to accommodate more eligible voters in future elections. This new development was announced during a sensitization exercise to flag off the pasting of identification stickers across various locations in the state. Lynn Lenike reports.
The continuous voter registration exercise remains a critical phase in the electoral process and the bedrock for a successful election in Nigeria. As part of strategy to achieve its mandate, the electoral body decided to expand the existing voting points nationwide, converting them to full-fledged polling units. Available data shows that majority of the new polling units are underpopulated, and this necessitated the drive to address the trend. The resident electoral commissioner in Lagos, Sam Olumekun, who was represented at the event, announced that Lagos State now has 4,861 new polling units, bringing the total number to 13,325 across the state.
In addition to giving people the opportunity of undertaking fresh registration, updating their cards, doing voting, transfers of voting detail. The current exercise is also an attempt on the part of the Commission to make
NTA News.
Don't forget that you can follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on YouTube at NTA News Online. You can also visit our Facebook page at NTA Network News, Twitter handle at NTA News Now, and on Instagram at NTA Network for updates. It's time for another break. The news continues shortly.
Not too much berekete. Glow Berekete Plus is here. Existing Glow customers will get 400% bonus on every recharge and 100 MB data bonus on first recharge of the month. New Glow customers will get 1,000 Naira welcome bonus. To activate, buy a new Glow SIM today or dial *777# for existing Glow customers.
At the heart of your waking up and going out is your desire to succeed. This keeps you awake, running through your mind, even when bathing. At Bedmate, we understand and remain your partners in providing you durable furniture that helps you work better and introduces you as a person of good taste. That's why from 13 January to 20 February 2022, you can own items in a Sophia Office series at incredible discounts of 20% off with amazing gifts too. Hurry now to our showrooms to enjoy this limited offer like many others needing high-performance work tools to success.
Our new toothpaste, Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection.
Why are we changing our toothpaste?
Because with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, I can be sure your teeth are cavity-free.
When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, its expert formula locks natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavity. Colgate is the world's most chosen toothpaste.
Colgate locks calcium in,
keeps cavities out!
drop of goodness in everyone. Share goodness with someone today. Malta Guinness. Enjoy a world of good.
It's been a long day, and nothing could feel better than sleeping comfortably. So relax. You won't be bothered by leakage or irritation tonight. Huggies Dry Comfort has a super fast dry layer that quickly absorbs wetness for all-night dryness and comfort. So baby can wake up comfy and dry as the night before. And you keep doing great, Mom.
Now in a new look pack, available from 550 Naira.
My whole team winning. I just show myself, but my whole team winning.
Get data unlimited to experience Dance Unlimited on Glow TV. Watch Battle of the Year and other amazing TV content with Glow TV data plans that will make you dance. Dial *777# to choose the right data plan for you.
My schedule can be tight most days, and because I'm always on the go, I need a quick snack or drink to keep me going. And that's why I love my Hollandia yogurt. Every day I choose Hollandia yogurt because it contains protein, calcium, vitamin A, B vitamins, and vitamin H, which my body needs. Hollandia yogurt comes in 2 variants, plain sweetened and strawberry. Wholesome nourishment from your favorite brand.
Glad to have you back. Latest data by the National Bureau of Statistics shows that inflation declined marginally in January 2022 after demand pressure pushed prices in December 2021. Statistician General of the Federation, Simon Harry, who released the figures, is optimistic the numbers would sustain decline in the year. Boside Abol reports.
Inflation rate is one of the key macroeconomic variables like GDP, employment and unemployment exchange rates, among others. The first inflation data for the year 2022, which measured the price changes for goods and services, shows that consumer price index dropped marginally to 15.6% year-on-year from 15.63% recorded in December 2021, which is 0.87% higher.
On the state-by-state comparison, all items inflation on year-on-year basis was highest in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, with a figure of 18.59%, followed by Kogi, which had a figure of 18.28%.
On a month-on-month basis, both urban and rural inflation recorded increases. Both inflation rose by 16.17% year-on-year in January. It was lower by 0.86 percentage points. On the other hand, rural inflation rate increased by 15.06% in January 2022, lower by 0.86 percentage points January 2022 inflation. The highest increases were recorded in prices of electricity, liquid fuel, wine, tobacco, spirit, solid fuels, cleaning, repair and hire of clothing, shoes and other footwear, other services not elsewhere classified, and pharmaceutical products. Boss said they able. NTA News.
Let's have more business news now with a businessman, Benny. Benny, it's over to you.
Thank you, Ienre. Welcome to Business. As Nigerians continue to demand well-packaged goods and improved services, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs, are encouraged to step up their game in production, processing, and branding. The Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDEN, says the various programs for MSMEs by the federal government are making a remarkable difference and have brought about a paradigm shift in the positioning of MSMEs in meeting set targets.
Our board has been able to pass the ultimate leadership test by providing the necessary support and leadership to the management to ensure the survival and continuing growth of the MSMEs in Nigeria.
We will continue with all the projects that we have been supporting with the board, and we'll continue to imbibe the culture they have installed in the agency.
A new World Bank report on development in 2022 says developing countries face growing risks from financial fragility created by the COVID-19 crisis and non-transparent debt. The World Bank is of the view that rising inflation and interest rate increases poses further challenges to recovery. Therefore, developing countries need to focus on creating healthier financial sectors.
Continued access to finance will be critical to a robust recovery. Innovations in technology, including digital payments, will be central, especially for low-income households and medium and small enterprises.
Equities market closed flat as all share index recorded 0.00% to close at 47,064.82 basis points, with market capitalization at 25.3 trillion naira. 274.2 million shares valued at 3.8 billion naira were traded in 5,331 deals, as Lena Africa led 27 gainers as against 20 losers, topped by Bega at the end of today's session. Access, Guinness and Sterling Bank were tops in value and volume. That is business news. Ienre, take it from here.
Many thanks, Benny. Now, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited says over 2.3 billion litres of petrol will arrive the country between now and the end of February 2022. The Group Executive Director, Downstream, Adeyemi Adetunji, who briefed journalists on efforts to restore normalcy in the supply chain, said the NNPC retail and stakeholders in the downstream will operate 24 hours. Lydia Sampson reports.
The queues are everywhere, including petrol stations right in front of the NNPC Limited, to mitigate the current fuel supply disruptions in many parts of the country, which was caused by the discovery and subsequent quarantine of methanol-blended cargoes of premium motor spirit, commonly referred to as petrol. The NNPC Limited has engaged stakeholders across the value chain.
This will restore sufficiency level above the national target of 30 days. As of today, NNPC has over 1 billion litres of petrol in stock, and the petrol being dispensed at the various filling stations in the country is safe.
He says in order to accelerate petrol distribution across the country, NNPC has commenced 24-hour operations at its depots and retail outlets. Similarly, Major Oil Marketers Association of Nigeria, MOMAN, the Depot Owners and Petroleum Product Marketers Association of Nigeria, DAPMAN, as well as Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, have commenced 24 hours loading and dispensing activities in some of their designated outlets. The NNPC has also constituted a monitoring team with the support of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority and other security agencies to ensure smooth distribution of petrol nationwide. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Let's take a trip to Benin now, where Obehi will guide us. Obehi.
Many thanks, Ienre, for joining us here in Benin. Ondo State is currently searching for 8,554 people living with HIV and yet to be placed on treatment. This is why the State Agency for the Control of AIDS is championing the use of HIV self-test kits to encourage people to know their status. Doris Olumoko reports.
Statistics available from the Ondo State Agency for the Control of AIDS reveals that out of the 24,131 people living with HIV in the states, 15,577 persons are currently on treatment, while 8,554 people living with HIV are yet to be placed on treatment.
Our current prevalence is 1.1%, and we're striving and we're working with a lot of partners to bring it less than 1%.
The launch of the HIV self-testing kits enables individuals to test themselves in the comfort of their homes and subsequently go for treatment if tested positive.
My challenge is how to manage the possible outcome when the result is positive or negative so that there won't be a large number of people going into suicidal missions.
With these self-testing kits, you can actually conduct your test privately, discreetly in the comfort of your home.
The use of the HIV self-test kits is expected to reduce drastically the high rate of HIV-positive persons yet to be placed on treatment. In Akure, Doris Ulumoko, NTA News.
And now to security. Operatives of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps Edo State Command have arrested 11 illegal migrants and some persons suspected to be kidnappers in some parts of the state. Goodluck Ienre reports.
11 of the suspects, who are illegal migrants, are citizens of Niger Republic, while the remaining 10 are suspected to be kidnappers and were arrested following a tip-off at Uromi while navigating their way into the city. The state commandant, Aniekem Udueyop, while parading the suspects in Benin, ascribed the success of the arrest to effective synergy between his officers and the public. The commandant revealed that among those arrested are some alleged trafficked persons by some traffickers whose arrest will soon be effected.
So when he had that distress call by 10 p.m., my boys went into action and we got them arrested at Ekpoma Auchi Express. There was a fight.
The commandant says it is working with the relevant agencies to reunite the traffic victims, while those found culpable will face the wrath of the law. He is urging the public to be vigilant and report any suspicious movement to security agencies. In Benin, Goodluck Ienre, NTA News.
And that's it from Benin. Ienre has the rest of the news.
National Emergency Medical Services and Ambulance Response in Nigeria. That is our focus on NTA Tuesday Live this week. Tuesday Live, every week at 10:30 p.m. It promises to be incisive and educative. Don't miss it.
Judges of Nigerian Idol Season 7 are ready. The stage is set, and now it's time for you to impress.
Nigerian Idol Season 7, showing every Sunday on Africa Magic Urban and Family. Proudly sponsored by Biggie Drinks, Nigeria's favorite, and Binance. Exchange the world.
Let's have a bit of sports now with Olumide Oguntola.